24-year-old, never been on a date, works 6 days a week, making over six figures, don't smoke or drink, non-practicing Christian. What should I do to be noticed / find the one? Dating apps are no luck.
You're missing one of the three pillars. Spiritual, physical, or financial. Financial, you got to up your game, get more money, save more money.
He's never been on a dating app, works 6 days a week, making over six figures, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink.
You sound shy.
Do you got an Instagram, bro? We'll do an Instagram review on you.
You know, I
You just have to be
want.
more outgoing, probably.
Yeah.
Make the first move, which
I
might be
think
hard.
like approaching
What
a
do you do
girl
for work,
actually
too?
would make him different. You know, if you go out and actually go up to a girl and ask her on a date, I think that would make you extremely more attractive than anybody on a dating app. To my
It's
personal
also
opinion.
matters,
It's easier
like if
said
you're
than done, though.
conventionally attractive, you have to make yourself more attractive. Go to the gym, be healthy,
I agree.
take care of yourself, groom yourself, take a shower. Like if you go up stinky, fat, no one's gonna want you.
Actually, I think perhaps, so Golden Gopher, your first mistake here, I think, is your view, your frame here. What should I do to be noticed? Now, men can be noticed, but unless you have some degree of status, you're going to have to be the pursuer. So it's very rare for like a normal average guy without status to ever be the one who's noticed. In other words, to be the pursued. Women typically don't do the pursuing. They don't initiate when it comes to dating, typically. Sometimes women will be like snipers. Like if there's one guy, they will zero in, and even then they'll still do like token initiative. They'll make eye contact with him. But some girls will approach, like, but it's like a sniper. The guy has to be super attractive, you know, whatever. But you're going to have to make the first move, man. You're going to have to take initiative. You're going to have to, I think your frame of view here is, what should I do to be noticed? Don't think that way. Just, you notice the woman and pursue the women that
Don't
you
do
notice.
that.
Don't be noticed.
He's setting you up
You
for
notice.
failure.
How about that?
He's setting you up for failure with that one. No, you want to become noticed.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah,
Love.
so make yourself better so women will start noticing you.
Just become
Don't-
that. Just become top 1%.
Yes,
Easy.
don't
Yeah.
pursue,
Easy, bro. Just become top 1%.
Don't pursue.
What are you waiting for?
Don't pursue women. In reality and animal
not-
kingdoms, the women fight over the men.
What?
That's how it should be.
Exactly.
The women should be fighting over men.
This is so obvious.
So
I mean,
if you want to do that, you have to become that alpha male. So
she's
Become
not
that
totally
gorilla.
wrong. She's not totally wrong, but the reality is most men aren't going to become rock stars. They're not going to be movie
why
stars.
can't they become alpha males?
You know, I don't think you like.
Change your
I don't think you
mindset.
realize how difficult it is for men in the modern day.
Just
to,
be alpha.
To even
Just
get
be
noticed.
confident.
This guy
It's-
says he's 24 years old. He's making over 100K. What did he say? He's like a good look. I didn't really read the rest.
6
of it.
days a week, makes
He
over
works 6 days a
60K,
week.
doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, but he's never been on a date.
Yeah. So this guy's obviously doing okay. I'd imagine he probably works in a male-dominated industry. Doesn't really get to see girls much. What I would say is try and get yourself into some circles. Whether you said you're not practicing Christian, try and get yourself into a church where there's other girls there. Try and get yourself into some social circles. Doesn't sound like you have too much of a social life. If you try and get yourself into some social circles, meet people where you live, that will really help you. Because oftentimes on dating apps, if you are just a regular average guy, which it sort of sounds like you would appear on a dating app, you're going to get no love whatsoever. So it's a jungle out there. You got to get out in person and go meet people.
Go to a library and find like a semi-nerdy Asian girl. Gotcha,
Dude, libraries
bro.
are great for it. I've done that heaps of times.
Wait, where?
Libraries.
Library,
Libraries
boom.
are amazing for it.
Just be confident in yourself.
Yeah,
if you
just
have the confidence.
Just be confident.
No, I'm
Fake it
saying
till you
if
make
you
it.
walk in somewhere thinking I'm the shit, you're going to believe you're the shit.
This is the problem, though. The
If
girls
you
don't
go in
realize
thinking,
that.
oh, no girl's looking at me. Oh no, I look like a loser.
This
Everyone's
is
gonna see you as a
this is why
loser.
dating these days is like a humiliation ritual for young men, and you wouldn't even have the first clue about it because like you're a girl and you don't do it. But if a guy is not confident enough, it's like be that guy, be that 1% guy. But then if he comes in the room and he's really super confident and cocky, everyone's like, oh, ick. This
No,
guy's super
I
cocky.
never said be
They have to
cocky.
walk. They have to walk that fine line between
Yeah,
confident
that's
and not too
where
cocky. And they
See,
want
that's what
they
I'm
want
saying,
all
I
of
can
this.
help.
Oh, but that's a bit too much.
There is a fine line between confidence and cocky, and you need to know what that fine line
Yeah,
is.
so you just need to figure that tightrope out and walk it. And how do you think you do that? You do that through years and years and years of experience. And then
Yeah,
girls say,
practicing.
oh, well, why does he have a high body count? Well, because in this modern world, it's so difficult to date. And guys need to have years and years and years of experience with women to be able to traverse all of the 300 things that you guys want.
And a smart woman will know that a man having a high body count is normal. And it's not unnatural. And it's actually pretty natural. So find a
I would
smart woman.
say it's a big problem because I don't condone people having a high body count. I wish it weren't that way, but I can understand from the secular dating perspective why guys tend to have higher body counts now. I don't think that's ideal, but I can understand when that's the messaging, especially in the red pill space,
As
is
long
that
as
guys
he's-
should have a higher body count. What you're saying is
As long
not
as
what you're
he's
saying isn't
clean.
relevant to most guys because most guys don't rack up big body counts and just plant their seed everywhere. What you're talking about is sultans and kings from the past,
So
and
become
Genghis
a
Khan,
king.
who's gone out and pillaged places and planted his seed everywhere. That's not most guys. Most guys throughout history haven't reproduced. Only 40% of men have reproduced throughout
Okay,
history.
I'm going to ask you what is stopping you from becoming that king, from becoming that 1%, from becoming that man?
Okay.
What is stopping you?
Okay, so what would be stopping a man from becoming a king? Okay, first of all, kings are normally autocracies, so that's like a genetic bloodline.
I'm not
so
talking
if you're
about
not
a
born
literal
into
king. Okay, so stop
just
being
a,
ridiculous.
okay, so a kang, like a kang. Yeah, okay, you a
what-
kang
from
type
an
thing.
alpha male.
Okay.
What stops you from being that?
Okay, so once again, genetically, most guys are not 6'5". Okay, I'm not 6'5". I'm bang on 6 foot. Some people call me 5'11 and a half. They're lying. Okay, I'm 6
Okay.
foot. Most guys aren't that tall. Most guys aren't that good looking. Most guys don't have an aptitude towards some sort of intellectual pursuit. Okay, there's a lot of biological factors. Most guys aren't born into rich families. Okay, a lot of guys have tough upbringings and they don't find their feet till later in life. It's more complicated than that. And
Well-
besides that, even if like your logic were to apply, there can still only be a 1%. So regardless of what the 1% looks like, or regardless of how much the block moves up as a whole, girls are still going to look at that top 1%.
I'm just saying it is possible to do that. This is going to be very quick, but I came from a really rough background. I came from Panama, third world country, literal.
You're a pretty
shipping
girl. It doesn't
container-
apply to you.
Shipping. I wasn't always pretty. I was bullied in middle school and high school for not being pretty. A lot of things went where I wasn't supposed to get to where I'm at. I was able to come to America. I was able to make my money. I have enough money to take care of myself for a long time. I'm good.
Okay.
I came from the absolute what you don't expect to get out of. I came from the third world country. I came from having nothing. I came from not being attractive. And if I'm able to do that, conventionally attractive, because people are gonna be, I don't think she's that pretty, conventionally attractive. If I could come out and do that, anybody could do it.
First of all, I would say, and I'm not trying to berate you, but I would say that you're at life where you're at right now. Congratulations on getting out of Panama, but you're still showing your body on the internet. I would say you're not aspirational for
Yeah,
young women. And
but-
when we're talking about men, it's a very different thing. So
But
you
I'm
being a
also-
female you live a very different life experience. So when you try and tell men that you went to the wood to Arizona or wherever you
Alaska.
you went to Alaska, and now you're going to come out and teach everyone how to be a kang. Okay, it doesn't really add up because
No.
first of all, you haven't lived life as a man. You haven't conquered like
No,
the
that's
things
what
that
I'm
men
saying.
have to conquer.
I have 100,000 followers on Instagram. I talk to them. I DM them. I listen to their stories. They come to me with their problems. They're like, Bree, this girl doesn't like me. Bree, I don't know what to do. I'm such a loser. I don't know what. I hear all their stories and I'm like, there's ways to change this. Like, the problem actually starts within yourself. There's ways to change this. You calling yourself a loser and thinking that you don't deserve anything is the start of why you're a loser and why you think you don't deserve anything. If you think, hey, I am someone who deserves something, you're going to start believing that. Power manifestation. That's all I'm saying. You can become that 1%. If anyone else could do it, then you could do it too. That's why we have free will. That's why we're on this world, and that's why we can do whatever we want.
Look, you're not wrong that having a positive mentality about yourself and having aspirations
And
is
doing
definitely
it,
something that
not
you should
just the
do.
mentality.
Yeah,
You
like I
have to
said,
do
I'm going
it.
to talk for a second. Like you said, you're not wrong about having that good mentality, and whatever you call manifesting, I wouldn't really use that word, but I'd say you want to set goals as a man. But when you set goals as a man, it's very, very difficult to actually achieve those goals. And when we talk about the 1%, no matter what, we're always going to be talking about the 1%. Do you understand
Okay.
that the 1% always exists?
Yeah, that's
So
what
not
I'm
everyone
saying.
can cram into that little 1%.
Well, you should at least aspire to be that. You
I would
shouldn't
totally
be comfortable.
agree.
I think being comfortable is a man's worst enemy. Being comfortable with where you're at or thinking, oh, it's okay that I'm not that is your first problem. You should at least aspire to be that. No, not everyone can be the top 1%, but
would
you should at
agree.
least want to do that. And the closer you get to that 1%, the more stuff that you're going to get.
But do you understand that that's largely unattainable for the vast majority of men? You
How
do
is
understand
it
that.
unattainable?
If you're 5'4", born in Liberia,
Okay.
and you're working in a cobalt mine, do you think that it's pretty possible for you to get to that 1%? Would you say just manifest it?
There is a way to get out of anything. I'll say that. If I could get out what I got out of, anybody could get out of anything.
Okay, so once again, let me just reiterate to you
And
that
I-
the female,
and I
when
know
I
you
start
could
talking,
say-
I'm going to finish my point. So once again, what I'd like to say is that for the female perspective, it's very different. What a man and a woman, if you're a pretty young lady in the 21st century, living in a Western country, you're not only the luckiest person to be alive right now, you have the best life out of anyone that has ever existed ever. If you're a pretty young girl that lives in a Western country,
And I
you
agree
have to
with
do
that.
jack shit. You don't realize all of the infrastructure that goes into the roads and underneath all of the roads. You think that when you flush your toilet, it just goes psh, and it's gone.
No,
You
what
turn the
if now
lights
you're
on,
talking
poof,
about something
and it's
else.
on.
Now you're talking about something else. I agree with that. Being pretty and living in America and just it kind of all
You just
gets
put your
kind
bum
of
on Instagram and it's just
yeah, it just
They're
kind
in
of
there.
handed to you. But I didn't get to that point just by being born at 1 year old and I was already had everything and already was given everything. No. So if I could do it, and I was bullied in high school for being ugly. So if I could become conventionally attractive, not attractive to everybody before the comments go crazy and lose their shit. But
Wait. This is like breaking news. So you said you had it rough in Panama?
yes,
Dude, I have somebody fucking DMing me. So you know the Panama Canal, right?
yeah.
Like your family owns that shit.
Oh my God.
Don't lie to me. Bro, this chick
No.
is a billionaire. Like you're an heiress, dude.
Oh my
Do you know
God.
how much money goes through the Panama Canal just to be a fucking boat that goes through that shit? You got to pay tens of thousands of dollars or some
Yeah.
shit, bro. Be
I wish
honest.
I was
Tell
a
the fucking
billionaire. I
truth.
wouldn't be sitting here right
Your
now.
family owns the Panama Canal, doesn't it?
I wouldn't be sitting here.
Bro,
right now
I got
if my
I got 20 Panamanians in my DM saying, "Yo, that chick, she's from Panamanian fucking royalty."
Yeah.
You gonna sit here, bro? Be
Okay.
honest.
Okay.
You had that pampered Panama shit.
I came from a freaking shipping container in the slums of Panama. I had $0 at 16. My mom kicked me out. If you watched the video that you brought up last time, the
What-
soft white
what video?
underbelly video,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
if you watched it, you would know.
Bro, I got-
I talked about the whole
I
thing.
got 20 Panamanian nationals
Okay.
telling me, bro, your family is involved with the Panama Canal. You guys own that shit. You're like, you're plugged
All
in,
I'm
bro.
saying, okay, forget that.
See,
All
she
I'm
doesn't